You see, something is going to happen. Something wonderful.
My God, it's full of stars.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the NY Patriot Show. This week we will be continuing off from the two-part series that we've done already so far with Jonah and basically kind of like Two-Faced Deception, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Continuing off of that series, might be going into different things and where we started, but that is, continuing that series. Sorry, that feedback messed me up. I was like, why do I hear myself talk? This week, this will be part 3. If you have not listened to the first 2, I would suggest to go back. If not, I mean, I guess just hit play from here, and you already did. But, I highly suggest to go back and listen to the first 2. It might help make sense of where he's going, where this whole story started. And that's enough of me. I do have my amazing Canadian co-host, Teresa, with me today.
What's up?
What's going on? What's going on? We have her in landscape view today.
I know, for the first time, I think.
Yes, first time on the NY Patriot Show.
I actually am hating this angle so bad right now, so I feel like I'm like avoiding like looking at myself in the camera, but it's all good.
No, I like it better for the way I do my stuff, so whatever.
I get it. It's consistent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got and we obviously have Jonah with us since we're continuing from part 2 of last week. Jonah, what's up? You want to say what's up to everybody? You want to holler at the Element crew or something?
Yeah. That was me with the feedback, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I don't know why I was getting feedback. I'm on headphones. Like what? Oh, man, I'm telling you, I got this way with. It's not that I don't know how to use the technology. I got this magnetic personality. We're going right into the vortex math here soon, anyways. But
so it's matching.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, I'm excited. I got my vape pen with me. I'm ready to go.
I was gonna get I'm over. I think I'm up at like 70 or 80 slides in like 3 different presentations. But I was gonna put more into this morning. I'm like, no, I'll just use off the ones that are still there. The exact same ones.
I can't remember what it was. I think one of the most. Can't remember who it was for. It might have been for the Finders or something. But like I remember there was just one episode in the Occult Rejects. I had 90 something slides for. I was like, that is insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And since I'm ADHD,
and nobody probably looked at them.
And this is probably making everyone dizzy because I can't fucking sit still. I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm going to be presented anyways, and then we can turn it back on once everything's done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And anytime you are ready.
There we go. So on the changeover now, it's probably got lag.
Yeah, I think it's on my end too. The first screen isn't loading. Oh wait, there we go.
There we go.
Woohoo.
And I switched through anyways. So we skipped over the main screen, but who cares? We've all seen it. This is part 3. So let's go ahead. The Great Reset. Now, I'm pretty sure I actually found the start of the Great Reset, but date it occurred 03, 06, 09. Yes, Helen, I know you're one of those weird European people, so you guys say 06, 03, 09, but again.
Oh man, that stuff messes me up. That when she sent me her the patents from over there, the dates were throwing me off because I was like, there's no 15th month.
At least you could tell because it's like this would be you can have a month that's 6 and it can have a month that's 3, so it's harder to tell, right? You're like, wait a minute.
We're talking about March 6th of 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And now the reason that date's gonna also be important, do you three know really anything about vortex math before I start going into it?
Well, isn't the 369 like a Tesla number or something?
Yeah, it's also part of the vortex math.
Yeah, I do also know like the 369 is like Fibonacci code, and I think even like I'm not sure if like pi is worked in with that or anything, but I even think like this.
Not pi, but DNA. Your entire body the entire universe, all 369. So basically, let's go ahead here. I'm going to go to the next screen. Toroidal fields, that's all 369. So let's go ahead here. DNA. You got DNA. The one on the left is 369. So basically, what you do is you put the numbers 1 through 9 on a circle, and then as you go through, basically you you do square root of it, and then you double, and then you mark where it lands on the numbers or whatever. So I forget the whole thing. And we're not doing a math course, so I'm not going to really go into it too much. Now, so basically what happens is, if you're looking at the toroidal field there, the donut on the bottom right. So yeah, you'll even see it says explains free energy, life, consciousness, time, and space. So basically what happens is, if you look at the left-hand side, there's 2 squares there. I mean, 2, like the red triangle, and then like the 2 rectangles, I mean to say. So when you line the numbers up, the 3, 6, and 9 will never cross with the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. They'll never cross. That's how you get DNA. So you get the one constant, which is the 369. And then you have one constant, so basically your x-axis, and then you have the y-axis, which is the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. So when you do the full reductions, that's what you can get. And let's do a little graphic.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the whole torus field and everything.
Yeah, that's all vortex math.
And
I think Horus falls into there too. I think it's just showing a different part of that field.
So this is basically what it looks like, but this one includes the 0. The numbers wouldn't be at all so sequential. But yeah, this is also vortex math here, and then you get this here too. So you have the again too. Now, if you look closely at that purple, and then the other one, that's what causes the vortex, the 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, the 7, 8, and then the 369 is the constant, right? So then that's how you get the toroidal field, is the vortex going over. So they rotate those ones while the 3, 6, and 9 are constant. And kind of went in. I'm not going to go too much into this because fuck it. We're not doing a math lesson, you know. Yeah. And I put these 2 slides in the wrong order, so I'll go here first. You'll see here, but that's not all. Vortex math tells us that the torus is the shape of both the atom and our entire universe. So it's a little small thing. So the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are not important at all, right? And actually, I kind of skipped over it here. I'll go back to this picture anyways. So if we look at purple, right? Then we look at the 2 blacks underneath there. You see the 2 rectangles, black underneath, right? Do you see what I see?
Volkswagen?
Yeah. Yeah,
Masonic square and compass?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they've known that all along. So now, I was going to throw this slide in, but I was saying to you guys before we went live, I already got too much fucking shit in here, so. Oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to.
You know what? I even think if you can leave this up for a second, Jonah, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And this is why I say I think, in a sense, that the Taurus and the Horus might just be different parts of the same thing. I think if you were to look from like the middle coming up to the top, that is very much the same symbol as Aries. Or that can also start making a T as well, which, Aries and Taurus are, close to each other. But, like, I do think, like, when they talk about, like, the Aeon or Horus, I do actually believe either it's more on the sides or it's actually the tops, just the tops, and that one thing is in the middle. It's making an H as well. I can see how you can make T's out of this in certain parts and events of change. I think if you can make an H and find what Horus actually probably means in this.
Like sideways, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. One, it also looks like the infinity symbol.
Or I'm gonna tap into my what the flock and say, oh, it's the H, it's the 11, Janice.
Could be.
I haven't shared the flock videos with you, have I, Teresa? I know I've shared them with NY, but
No, I don't think so.
This guy finds Janice and everything, and again, a lot of it makes sense. Yeah. And when I started researching, because I know I think I said this on offline with the NY last week, but man, when you watch him, you're like, oh, this guy's just finding Janice everywhere. Then you start researching, you're like, God damn it. Motherfucker really is everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I said. Even when I had started watching that series, I was like, all right, I think this guy's going a little bit too far. And I was like, I kind of continued watching. And I was like, damn, I think this guy might be on something. I was like, shit.
So here we go. This kind of just tells you about the whole way the vortex is. You get the digital root and doubling, So again, too, in this scenario, 3 + 8 + 1 = 12. Then you reduce it. It's going to come down to 3. So if you have anything that's a multiple of 3, when you do a full reduction, it'll only ever only ever come up as 369. It'll never cross over. And if it's not a multiple of 3, it won't land on the 3. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So like let's say 46 is not a multiple of 3. When you reduce it, it's not going to come down to a multiple of 3. So
that's interesting how that works.
Yeah. So,
yeah. You know what's funny? You will actually, and sometimes I wish I would actually write them down, but like they will just from messing around with gematria, there's things that I've noticed with numbers in themselves, just from seeing things
because they know the vortex math, right?
There's so certain things that you notice, like what you just said. I knew that from messing with gematria. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So multiple 3 will only ever reduce to 3. Anything outside of it never will. And that's like the one prime number that happens to, right? You know what I mean? It's the base prime, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because 1 can be divided into 2, which is still 1, you know what I mean? Or in theory. Or no, actually that's a half. That's still prime. My stupidity. But 2 just divided into 2. But 3 is the only one that is like a reduction, you know what I mean? And a whole number. That's what I was trying to say. Do either you know who Sergei Lavrov is? I'm sure there's someone in the chat will know.
No, who's that?
He's actually President Putin's defense minister currently in Ukraine. So he's not nobody. Now you're gonna love this here. U.S. So she was the Secretary of State, right? So Teresa, you're Canadian like me, and I don't think you spend nearly as much time down there, and you're not deep into the whole politics. Like I go crazy on it. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask NY.
What's up?
Do you think the State Department has someone who can translate to Russian?
Of course.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, you would expect that, right?
Russian.
Same guy.
Now, if we read that real quick, U.S. Secretary of State again on 6 March 2009, and I think that's when I read that, I was like, wait a minute, that's 369 to me right away. But I think they didn't throw the 3 in there, because they want to fuck people up. But again, they might just put the words in there, right? So they don't have the miscommunication across continents, But it says with a red button with the English word reset and the Roman alphabet. Transliteration of the Russian Cyrillic alphabet. Why the fuck would they use Roman?
Even in Geneva, that starts with a G.
Oh, Geneva. Who provides Teresa, you're Catholic, right? So who provides the army for the Pope?
The Swiss Guard? Swiss. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, where's Geneva?
Switzerland.
Yeah. And they're using the Roman alphabet?
Yeah, that's weird.
No. Is it an accident, or are they putting it right in front of your face?
That's interesting, actually. I find this interesting.
So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and ask, what do we... Now, NY, never mind, I'm not going to say that, but what do we all know that's located in Geneva?
CERN.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go. Just so people know. Again, I'm doing all my hand motions. And good thing I turned off the camera because I'm ADHD as motherfucker, right? So I just can't stop. But
Can't stop, won't stop.
Worse than an Italian talking with your hands.
Oh, I'm the worst. if I start to slow down and stop moving when I'm talking, you know the way someone's gonna fucking get right in the face.
Yeah, then we have to worry when you stop.
Yeah. Like, John, you feeling all right?
Let's go ahead. Sir, we all see the 666 kind of hit it into the whole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is again the vortex math, which they're given the vortex right there, right.
Looks like a vortex too.
And 6 and 9 kind of present as a vortex, and then the
Well,
3.
I mean, even in the Fibonacci thing, a lot of times it's always drawn with a spiral as well.
Spiral. Well,
and I always say that I think the spiral is representing the downward spiral into existence.
And 3 is kind of like when you cut it in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's 3 of them, and they look like 6s and 9s. So
no, but I'm saying, like, if you take the number 3 too, right? If you cut it, that's like that's almost like a cross section of this, of the vortex. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's like if you mirrored it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, let's be honest, it's kind of half, then it wouldn't necessarily complete the rotation, so then you'd fall off on one side, right? So it's kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's 100% there, but...
Well, it's notable.
No, here's the other thing is, too... Oh, wait, I already skipped ahead, so you guys know where I'm going next, but, you know how much vortex math we use in our life? No. So, again, we go back to the DNA. So there's one constant, so... Think about when you're in school and you're being reared like an animal.
Sure.
Education. The etymology of the word is rear like an animal.
Yo, when we covered the Finders, I think the Finders it was.
Yeah.
There was somebody that I had covered where one of the people associated with like the Finders cult. It was even, I think, mentioned like they were reared, like that's how they said, like the school that they went to, like. They were reared at. I was like, what?
The etymology of the word.
I'm like, that is such a weird way to like say like this is where you went to school.
No, that's education. Like the etymology of the word, if you pull it up, is actually.
I was like, that just is not.
No, let's be honest. They were also rearing those kids, so I mean, let's be honest. They're all over that one.
I hope not.
Man.
Oh man.
So I think I already skipped over, and you see where I'm going next. So, which god ties to CERN?
Cernanos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just pulled a bunch off here. Now, it's kind of funny because I think they're really trying to hide this here. Again, I pulled it off this mythology source that they're trying to hide, but really, Cernanos is going to be Janus. Going to get ahead of myself. I put the links in there, and this is going to run long. So I'm not necessarily going to go, you know what I mean? I'm not going to read through all this here. But it says, historians have offered different possibilities for God. Cernanos may have been, I can't read that right now because it's on the wrong screen. Compared with, based on what is known about him, and these include, and then on the next screen, actually, yeah. Oh, I'm doing this backwards, aren't I? You guys are currently on the screen that says Janus on it, right? In the red?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Now, it's really kind of funny, too, because, like, that's a typo. But it says, so these are just different gods that could be related to Cernanos, or the version of him.
Mm-hmm.
So Mercury... that one, carries the coin purse. Janus is also the god of coins and trade. So, I mean, realistically, you could probably tie him to Janus, too, because he's also the god of that. This Pater is basically, like, the devil. Now, we also know that Janus Pater, or Ianus Pater. So then, again... Now, Janus is a hermaphrodite, so if he's the god of all gods, I would argue that this Pater would be actually him as well, the hermaphroditic version that's running the underworld versus the celestial bodies, you know what I mean?
Well, hermaphrodite even shows up, and like this is how I look at it. You know, I say that, Janus falls on Chokmah, and that's the second sphere. The reflection of that, or lower arc of that, is then Jupiter, and then the lower arc of that is then Mercury. Mercury has a hermaphrodite as its symbol, and that's like kind of like almost like the lowest form of like that energy that started with Janus.
Yeah.
Well,
the next. Go ahead.
Doesn't it go back, Jonah? In the first episode of this, you made a connection between Baphomet and Janus, right?
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
And the second one too.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't here for that though. Oh, we're going there today. We're going all in on that.
All right.
Balls deep.
We're even going in where I'll give a little spoiler. I literally have etymological dictionaries where they say that Baphomet comes from the word Mahomet.
Yes.
They have etymological dictionaries.
Yeah.
And then, 5 years later, the Freemasons are publishing their Encyclopedia of Freemasonry saying it has nothing to do with the Templars. These people are lying. Oh, no. You, the secret society, are lying because you got caught.
There you go. That is the original fact checkers.
Now, again, to see other gods that maybe certain know. So Janus, again, too. Jupiter is Janus. And then Apollo and Artemis are Janus' kids. So again,
Are they really?
Yes. They're the kids of Jupiter, and Jupiter is Janus. Now, there's some debate over. Now, let's get into this right now, anyways. So there's some debate over Janus being Jupiter, also Jove, or if Janus was just kind of brought over and put over top of them. Now, my argument would be
I would see Jupiter as being Janus in the flesh, in God form.
Yeah. My argument would be that, if we look at these secret societies that do worship this god, they tend to occult or hide every single fucking thing. So when they're telling us that this is not what Janus is, it's because we figured it out. That's my opinion. And they're trying to hide it, right? So again, when they're saying, oh, Jupiter was before Janus, or maybe no, Janus is Jupiter all the way from the very start. Like, if we go back, I had that Cisalpine Gaul where they have the thing that I was trying to pull up last week, where it was crashing. And anyway, so like the oldest engravings on stone is Jove, which is Janus, Jupiter, but it's Iovi. Dianus, which is also Diana, is Janus. Dianus.
Yeah, that's like sometimes when he's depicted as a female, that's normally who it is, right?
Yeah. So like
when he has like a female and a male.
Yeah, he's a hermaphrodite too, right? So one face. Now, like it's kind of funny too, because like the one that like if you go to Wikipedia, again they're hiding this shit on purpose. If you go to Wikipedia, they have that skull, like the one that you pointed out on Wikipedia. They got two beards. Well, Janus is hermaphrodite. One side's feminine, one side's masculine. So why has he got two beards hidden in the, in these that evil place with those golden silver moon. I mean, the silver and gold keys there on the screen, right?
You know what? And you've mentioned before, and. I think we can both be right, actually, even though I looked at it differently. I used to look at, and because of very old depictions of Hecate, I thought that was very much what the Statue of Liberty was. But I also think a lot of times when you see depictions of Janus having a female, the female looks very much like the Statue of Liberty, though.
Hecate is possibly the mother of the Cybellus or whatever. So you're not that wrong. When you pull text, Hecate is listed as the mother of Janus.
Okay. So I know. I mean, there's a relation, I'm sure, somehow. Anyway.
Jonah, do you think Janus is the same as Zeus or different?
I would say from my research, I would even go up to Hercules or whatever. Or Zeus, one of them.
Well, because you're
Hey,
saying
hey,
that.
I don't have sex with sheep. I haven't gone that far down that side.
No, but you were saying that you think Janus is Apollo and Artemis's dad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Apollo
so-
and Artemis's dad is Zeus.
Yeah, so now here's the other thing too, right? So they occult everything. Now, let's go ahead and look at that flag on there.
You know how I think
What's tied around those keys?
red rope.
What's that a symbol for? Mithras.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead.
Yeah, we mentioned that I think last week too.
I think with this is so. If we go back, Janus or the theory of Janus, Dianus, and all that, right? That even goes back to Etruscan. So I think now, based on your specific question, I would say that Greek, ancient Greek and ancient Rome are literally a divide among the cult of Mithras or the cult of Janus. That's why all of their gods kind of 100% overlap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when you get to the top there, the Greeks never had a version of Janus. The fuck they didn't, and you're just not actually admitting to it because you don't want us to figure out that you guys are actually the same people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Zeus could be Janus to me in my mind.
Yeah, you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? You know what I mean?
Totally.
You're hiding how far back you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I also think, and in a way, some of these gods do work, and believe it or not, I even think a lot in Marvel movies. This is just my opinion when it comes to some gods. Like you mentioned Zeus before and Hercules. Maybe this isn't correct, but I'm just using this as an example. Zeus would almost be like an archetype for a greater god, like something almost you could bring him down to electricity, lightning, and then Hercules would actually just be the physical form he takes in this world when he's a superhero to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that is how we're perceiving a higher deity or entity. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like that could be Janus, but representing as something lower to us in our, world.
Could be.
And I'm kind of being quiet. I think you just blew my fucking mind, Teresa.
What?
I think
Why?
you did.
What did I do?
Zeus would be Mercury, wouldn't it? Right?
No. Well, no. Hermes is Mercury.
Yeah.
Well, Hermes is also Janus too, right? If you look into it, but I'm not going that far.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like that's how I would say that can work.
No. But I'm saying if we go back to the Cerno screen, right? I didn't list Mercury as a bit of like a personification of Janus, but wait, that's on there now too.
No, you did have it on there, I think.
No. The white was the ones that I can't directly tie, and the red were the ones that I could directly tie. So.
Oh, okay.
So now, out of all those gods that they list that were possible Roman links to Cernos, I would say all of them are actually Janus. Wow, blown my mind. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to this hit. Now let's pay attention here while I'm on this here. The pedophile flag. I mean the papal flag. You'll see the keys, gold and silver.
Yeah.
I mean, like gold and silver, obviously, sun and moon. Now, you could also say it's for the metals, right? But I would say it's for the sun and moon.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue, too, that you're seeing the vortex math in the keys.
Well,
Like
with the two
handle.
circles on the handle?
Yeah, you're seeing this vortex is being formed. So
And it's joined by that rope. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I threw this up here, the Freemasonries, because we all know the Freemasons are Templars. That's what we're focusing on today. It goes deep. The Templars, and they're just a cult of Janus, really wide open if you actually start to look into them. That's my opinion. So let's go ahead here too. We're gonna revisit. I went back to Great Schism, where like pretty much Constantinople was actually under the Roman Empire, which is also the Byzantine Empire. Then 1054, they kind of split, and then the Bishop of Rome became the Pope, and all of a sudden he's infallible, even though all the ones before him weren't. So it's all kind of whatever. It's all just a big cluster mess. Now let's go ahead into papal bulls. So basically, you'll see here that a papal bull is. Oh wait, did I skip forward? No, that's the first one. No.
I don't think so.
No. My screen deletes stuff.
I don't know the slideshow.
So papal bull, which is kind of really weird, right? So the name is derived from the lead seal bulla, traditionally affixed to such documents. Really?
Wait, hold on. Go ahead, Jonah. Then I'm going to say something.
I was going to say, really? Or is it because you're the cult of Mithras and you worship the bull?
Okay, so yesterday, NY and I had recorded with Amy Hunter.
Yeah.
And remember, NY, she was tying everything back to Crete and King Minos of Greece. King Minos had the Minotaur, which is the bull.
Cult of Mithras.
Yeah.
Janus.
Holy shit. That's crazy. We've got papal bulls. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And if the word is bulla, why do you call him a bull? Because you're worshiping your god.
Well, and also, too, the Vatican flag there with the red string, it's like the red string that
like the red
goes into the... No,
Torah.
It goes into the labyrinth in the Minotaur myth.
Yes, but it's also with bullfighting, the red cape.
Yeah.
Torah,
yes.
whatever the fuck they say, right?
Toro.
Whatever.
I was like,
Okay, sorry. It's a rabbi out there with the fucking scrolls.
No.
he takes the ones out of the little box on his head. And he waves those.
Yeah. I mean, cool. They're all just part of the cult of Mithras too, you know. So, I would, the more I look into this, I'm starting to think that even if you look at Muhammad or if you look at Jeshua or Jesus or however you say it, or even, I think like some people, I think all three of these Abrahamic religions, all three of them were kind of started by people who kind of like were within the cult and tried to give the knowledge to the people. Teresa, you're, like in the Bible. No, in the Bible, like one of the things was the Pharisees came up to Jesus, like, who gave you the permission to give these lessons to the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they, I would think that even if now the other thing with the Torah is too, right? It's not an open teaching of the lessons of like the Kabbalah or whatever, right? That's the hidden meanings if you like look into it. So I would say all three of them are kind of like just kind of almost, almost like the JFK. He kind of tries to change and then he gets shot in the head. But, he was there to do one duty.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But I know what you're saying. Like, where did he get the authority? They questioned that, of course.
Yeah. So again, too, like, so this all goes back to like the whole cult of Mithras. But again, too. So when was the first papal bull there? 1059, 5 years after. So again, the Pope didn't exist until 1054 when they had the Great Schism. Literally, there was no Pope before that.
Well, the infallibility of the Pope, you mean?
Well, no, there was no Pope. It was always called the Bishop of Rome. There was the Bishop of Antioch. There was the Bishop of Constantinople.
Really?
Yeah. The title Pope was something that was retroactively added.
The Order of Quetzalcoatl is real big on Constantinople.
Well, and did you guys see today I shared in my Instagram story, I think I sent it to you, maybe I didn't, above Turkey, so where Istanbul is in Turkey,
yeah, right? Sophia, the old the
Hagia Sophia is there, yeah. But in Turkey yesterday, apparently there was like a crazy cloud formation and it looks like a one eye and it's red, like reddish orange, and it's huge. It's just like crazy cloud formation like right over Turkey. It's crazy.
I didn't get on my phone yet today because I was like, man, there's more slides that I want to put in here. I'm like, this is going to run long anyway. So like, he's probably going to have to cut it into two parts and just probably drop them at the same time. But,
yeah,
I don't want people to like, at least this way, if we cut it nice, then they know like they can watch the one, walk away and come back. And then, instead of like, oh, where was I in the video? So that's what kind of what I was thinking.
Right.
So let's go ahead. I told you what today's topic is going to be on, because there's one here that I find really, really super interesting. But look at all of this here, right? For one organization, they got a lot of fucking bulls about them. You know what I mean? But if you look at the bottom one on that top one there, like on the top rectangle, in 1145, allows the Knights Templar to take tithes and burial fees to bury their dead in their own cemetery. So this was illegal for every single person but them under Rome.
That's fucked up.
And the one above that provides clergy protection of the Knights Templar and encourages contributions to their cause. So they were literally endorsed.
Just
then,
beat people up for money? Is that what that means?
And then you get into the bottom, and this is kind of now again. This is all like people distort the history to make it look like they were kicked out of the church, which isn't necessarily true. And guess what? I'm gonna also go ahead and try to show you that Rothschilds are not Jewish; they're actually Knights Templar.
That's what Amy said.
Yeah, so many people.
I'm gonna use their shield. I'm gonna use their shield.
Reason.
I already sent you all the shield images, anyways, Teresa.
Yes.
Now, so you see the bottom here; they're all kind of negative. You know what I mean? But did the Pope really? So you'll see the one there, the first one. 1307, November 22, orders the arrest of Knights Templars and the confiscation and possession. Well, fuck me. This is October 13. October 13, 1307. The reason that Friday the 13th exists last week, I should have did this last week, but.
Oh, is that why?
So if they were all being arrested on October 13 of 1307, but the papal bull came out in November of 1307, a month after they were already arrested in one country, is the Pope going after them because he's going after the organization, or is he covering his ass for the king that put him in power?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to answer that. Now, I pulled one book, and I love it. It's called Born in Blood. First time I ever heard this book, going back. Bill Cooper. You know, is this screen going to float or what? You know Bill Cooper. Everyone knows Bill Cooper, I assume.
Yes. Behold the pale horse. Right?
Yes. So if you go back and you can actually go up on, you can go on Spotify, look up Bill Cooper, Mystery Babylon, or the hour of our time. And then they play all the old episodes where literally he starts at Odyssey 2001 and he goes through every one of these organizations kind of real quick. It's 42 hours or 45 episodes.
Oh shit.
It's great. But he reads this book. I love this book here. You'll see here, I just wanted everyone to see the title, and it was actually the first paperback edition was 2009, but the copyright was in 1989. Now, I got a bunch of pages out of it. I'm not going to read through it all. Really, if you go back again, I think it's episode 10, 11, or 12. Yes, I've listened to this a lot. But actually, Bill Cooper actually reads this entire introduction as part of his show, or you can go on Scribd, and they have the full book there too. But you'll look here.
Yo, even all those symbols that you have up on the top of the book can all be kind of played around with to do that.
Yeah, water, air, the Star of David or whatever this will get into. Now, if you're looking at that, is that the Seal of Solomon, or is that actually the vortex math? Again, let's go back to the compass and the square, right? Now, the compass square with the vortex math. Do you guys know about Fuxi and Nuwa?
Nope.
Actually, you do, because I've said both of you. So the old Chinese ones with the tails. So they have the DNA helix, which is also the vortex math, and then they have the compass and the square in their hands as the brother and sister from China. It goes back like 5,000 years.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that when you sent it.
Yeah. I sent it to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
But for anyone who wants to look it up, it's about a 5,000-year-old painting. It's the two original who gave birth to all of China. Fu, F-U, E-X-I. Hey, I'm just spelling it out.
I know it's just funny. I'm like 10 years old in my head.
I know, we both laughed.
Oh, no. Come on, it's me. I wouldn't just say F-U. You know?
I know.
Fu. So the Fu is going to be Fu. She is going to be Xi. New, N-U. Last name is Wa, W-A. So again, F-U space X-I space N-U space W-A. This is as far as China, the original creators of all society. They have the serpent tails that are intertwined like DNA helix. And then they're holding a compass and square in their hands. So again, too, the vortex math has been known forever. It's our body, it's our DNA, it's our universe. And, it seems like the more you dive down the secret societies, it seems like they know it and they're intentionally hiding it. And that's what they're really occulting the most. You know what I mean? But again, too, let's be honest. After being, reared like animals by our teachers today, who are actually the worst thing to ever happen to humanity as teachers. But now most people can't do a STEM field to save their life. You know what I mean? And it's because it's intentionally made boring, so you can't actually understand it. And that's my opinion. So the reason I picked this book is there's a couple things that I want to get into here. First, that first paragraph is great. The research behind this book was not originally intended to reveal anything about Freemasonry or the Knights Templar. Its objective had been to satisfy my own curiosity about certain unexplained aspects of the Peasants' Revolt in England in 1381, a savage uprising that saw upwards of 100,000 Englishmen march on London. They moved in uncontrolled rage, burning down manor houses, breaking open prisons, and cutting down any who stood in their way. So again, this author's right from the start saying, hey, I don't give a fuck about the Freemasons. I don't care about, I don't care about Knights Templar, but I just really couldn't not follow that path. So then I highlight the next one. I was aware that there had been many attempts in the past to link the Freemasons with the Knights Templar, but never with success. The fragile evidence advanced by proponents of that connection had never held up, sometimes because it was based on a wild speculation, and at least once because it had been based on deliberate forgery. Again, they're occulting. So I'm not going to read all these here, all these highlights. So I went a little overboard, and we're already about 45 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
So, as the Templars planned a new crusade against the infidel King Philip the Fourth, of France, was planning his own private crusade against the Templars. He longed to be rid of massive debts to the Templar Order, now called Rothschilds, which had used its wealth to establish a major banking operation. Philip wanted the Templar treasure to finance his continental wars against Edward I of England. So again, how does this small little, inbred Ashkenazi family, and I call them inbred because they literally actually marry all their cousins, and it's it's kind of like, it's now, let's be honest though, if they're just a bunch of Templars hiding under the one family name, they may not be that inbred, you know what I'm saying? They're just keeping it with, you know what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah, they keep it within select families or whatever.
Yeah, they're keeping it within the society, but they're calling the society a family name.
Right.
So we just think they're fucking their cousins, but they're really, their dad's business partner is marrying the mother's. Yeah.
That's a very good point, though, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, again, too, they're occulting what they're doing right in front of us. Again, too. So then, here we go. Now this is where we really get into it again, too, because I want to make sure that people realize that. No, the Templars were never kicked out of the church. They were forced. So basically, the Pope was forced to select the Templars or the entire Empire of France. And realistically, France got to it. France is King Philip, actually. So you'll see there, not the highlight part, but it says, on the other front, Philip was able to get his own man on the throne of Peter as Pope Clement V. So he put his own guy in there, and then the French kind of wanted to be rid of his debts and actually just take the Templar money. But then the Pope came in as one of the Templars and took the money back and split it up with the Hospitallers. Oh, I can't say that word. I'm not good, Jeff. So,
Which word?
Hospitaller of St. John.
Oh,
the Hospitaller of St. John. So the Knights Templars were forced to join the Hospitaller of St. John. Oh, shit. Who are their two patron saints? Oh, the Evangelist and the Baptist. What are those two? Hey, Teresa?
St. John.
And the Templars were forced to join the Hospitallers of St. John. Oh, damn. It's almost like they all line up together with a red string, like red string theory. Almost. Just saying.
Almost.
I mean, I might, it's just, if all those connections weren't there, maybe we just wouldn't be able to see it, right? Anyways, so we go here again to, I'm going to read this bottom two, and I'm going to read the white section in the middle there just real quick. When word arrived on Cyprus that the new pope would mount a crusade, the Knights Templar thought that their time of restoration to glory was at hand. Summoned to France, their aging Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, went armed with elaborate plans for the rescue of Jerusalem. Wait. Rothschilds, didn't they create the state of Israel, which is Jerusalem? Oh, damn. If only, I could tie back the idea of the Templars in Jerusalem.
Jonah, didn't they even force the Star of David basically as the symbol for the Star of David?
I don't know about that. I haven't really looked too much into it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, and is it the Star of David or is it the Star of Remphan?
Oh, have either of you actually...
It's a much more powerful symbol than the pentagram, in my opinion. So just put it that way.
Have either of you actually looked at the not the Knesset, but have either of you ever looked at the fucking Supreme Court there in Jerusalem? With the pyramid right in it, and it's all Freemasonry fucking everywhere. But
No.
anyway.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you should look it up. The Eye of Prudence, the Eye of Prudence, I think, is actually like right on the pillar as you enter the building.
The Eye of Providence?
Yeah, that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting confused with things here because I'm looking at the screen. So, in Paris, he was humored and honored until the fatal day at the dawn on Friday, the 13th of October, 1307. So the papal bull was issued in November. So the Pope actually never cut them off, right?
No.
And he was that Pope was actually installed by the French king. So was he serving at God's will, or was he serving at the king who put him in? Because, they're all inbred families anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can only inbreed with the families within your little clique so many times. Like, my family comes from a town of 1,500 people. By the time they got to me, I was relate to every motherfucker in that town, So it's a good thing that my dad had a job that got him out of there before I was ever born. Otherwise, the only pickings would have been my cousins, But hey.
Well, and I think, too, sometimes with popes, like, the Freemasons or Templars or whatever group has installed their pope, and then when it is like a rogue pope, like one that they have not intentionally installed,
you mean like just John the First?
Yeah, he just gets killed, right?
Yeah,
like, real quick,
And then John Paul comes in the next, like 40 days later. John Paul II,
yeah,
the one who was actually. Oh, do you know where the ovens for the Holocaust came from? The Vatican's basement.
The ovens?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because there's if you go back in the 1800s when Italy became a country and they briefly conquered the Vatican or whatever, they opened it up. They're from the Inquisition. There's ovens in the basement for burning people alive.
Well, according to some sources, the Holocaust never did that. So.
Yeah. Oh no. No.
I'm just saying.
I would say it didn't happen like we're taught because let's be honest, IBM funded it, and so did Prescott Bush, who was also a Templar, and
Yeah, I'm not saying that it didn't. Maybe he did come from there. Just some sources would say
Yeah,
that
no,
never happened.
I'm just saying it was actually funded by the Templars and American bankers, and actually not Germans.
Sure.
Right?
Well, yeah, exactly. No, I understand.
I
what
don't
you're
think we.
saying.
I don't think we understand what happened during World War II at all.
No. Also,
It's a crazy time.
Teresa, I sent you this picture, right? Oh, fuck, I should have put this in the presentation.
Which picture?
Now, when you line up the certain camps, what's the logo? Like, what is it?
Oh, yeah. So Jonah sent me this picture of where the concentration camps were.
Yeah, let me see. I can probably actually pull it up while we're.
It made a pentagram. If you connect the points.
Wow,
It
really?
was
Let's see if I can pull it up real
crazy.
quick.
I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's concentration camps." I'm like, "No, that's crazy." But Nazis were, major.
I can pull that up,
occultists,
Heather.
so
Oh, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
that does not surprise me.
Oh yeah,
at all.
I just got your red eye here, but I'm gonna go back and see if I can pull this up real quick while we're actually discussing. This is their logo in Hoc Signum Vinces. So you'll see that a lot of places in Hoc Signum Vinces.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's on this page here, I think.
Well, tell us, sir. What does it mean?
And, oh yeah, I remember now. Do you remember Constantine?
Yes.
Sure.
You know, the guy who actually brought the Roman Catholic Church together, the Roman Emperor, the first one who converted to Christianity.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when he was in battle, he decided that he saw the cross and the clouds,
Yes.
and Hoc Signum Vinces is there, and literally meaning in this conqueror.
In this sign, thou shalt conquer.
Well, here it says literal meaning is in this conquer. So yeah, again, we're close enough either way,
Well,
right?
no,
So we're on the same.
Signo is sign, so and Vinces is winning.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So. But again, Constantine. Okay, cool. So did he convert to Christianity, or did he convert Christianity to Constantine? Again, I'm just trying. It's not like I can find connections between any of these things, right? I'm just kind of running my mouth, But I threw this one in for fun because Pall Mall literally has in Hoc Signum Vinces on its Paxer, which is kind of fun.
Pall Mall, like the cigarettes?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wow.
Okay, that's presentation one.
Look at that,
It's
eh?
kind of hard there, but yeah, it's literally those. So those are the kind of camps like Auschwitz and whatever.
Yeah, that's how the Jack the Ripper killings were done too in 1888.
Treblinka.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that movie from hell too. If what they were showing in the movie is even true.
So it's really interesting that they just happened to put these all on a pentagram. So I'm going to assume that there's some sort of a ley line or something there. And like I say, the reason I'm doing multiple presentations because anyone who watched last week, things just started disappearing as I'm speaking, which was really a piss off. So I literally put everything on thumb drive too. I'm not saying that I am being hacked, but if they are trying to hack my shit, I'm going to make it hard for them.
Nice.
So let's go ahead here. And where is the second one? What the fuck? It's not even on my drive, on my desktop right now. Oh, well. That's what the stick is for.
There you go. Came prepared.
Oh, hell yeah. So now we're going to go back into this again, too. We're just kind of going over the Templars. They're kind of, definitely very tied to the Pope. And you know what? Do you know how to throw up a poll while we're here on the chat there, NY?
Say that again.
Do you know how to do a poll?
What's that?
Like a poll, POLL, for the people in the chat.
I have no idea how to do that.
Okay.
I don't even know if you can do that option from StreamYard.
No, in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the chat I'm doing
through
through StreamYard. I'm not.
Okay, anyways. Everyone in the chat, do you prefer next week we go with the Jesuits or the Cult of Mithras? Let's go ahead and get a poll going. I can be reached on Instagram, which is troublemaker.jonah. I can be reached on the Element server, ATBFO, which is short for avoid the beating, fuck off.
And what was the question? Jesuits or what?
Mithras. Is that the next one you guys kind of want to go into as far as we're looking at Janus and the ties to it? The chance of this will be a shorter one. So let's go ahead here. We're revisiting Janus. So Janus and Jonah are a pair of ancient Latin divinities who are worshipped as the sun and the moon.
Really?
The name Janus is only another form of Dianus, and Jana, another form of Diana. So again, too, we're going real deep on this right now. Sol Invictus, you know, if you go back to Rome before Sol Invictus, Son Victor, you know, that was like the god of gods. So he was a depiction of Janus before Constantine decided. So Sol Invictus was like the Jesus Christ before Constantine decided that he was going to just make all Christians become Roman emperors or part of the Roman Empire. So again, another thing, because we want to make sure people are all on again too. So I'll everything I cite, I source at the top there too. I should actually throw these together and actually send them over to NY. Oh, did you include the Eliphas Levi link that I sent you or no?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's not bad. So anyways, I can. Whatever. I'll put it in. I'll put it in the comments after this goes live, if I remember.
Okay.
So again, here, roll the Roman Empire. In some versions of the story, at the very bottom line, in some versions of the story, Janus was associated with the sun and the moon, as well as the phases and movements of other celestial bodies in the cosmos. Again, we go back to the first one. Janus was Noah sitting at the top of the celestial zodiacal calendar. So all of the zodiac gods are under Janus, or Jove, or Jupiter. You know what I mean? Anyway.
So he is Zeus. It's the same.
Born of a rock and cut his way out, Eric said.
What's that?
Born of a rock, cut his way out.
Here, I corrected it to this one. But I left it on the other one, so I had to scroll past the other one fast. So I was talking to Helen, and I was giving her a whole rundown of the Vortex math, and I was like, this, it's on the Element server. Then she had to bring up this, I'm not even going to talk his name. I hate the guy.
Yeah, Carly.
He's the Alex Jones of occultism, you know?
Yo!
That's such a good
That is such a good way to put it.
That's literally the first thing I ever said to you on camera.
So you saying Alex Jones is the new Crowley?
Yeah. But again, I'm talking to the small-minded people. As we get further away from the creation, we lose our ability to actually think. So then we have to say
they're all very good magicians. I'll say that.
So you have to say Crowley is the Crowley is Alex Jones. You know, so people today can actually understand by carrying it backwards instead of carrying it forward. You know. So she mentioned in her version of 777 that I think I might have said too many sevens there, but she was mentioning in her version that 639 using the gay ass European way of saying dates because they do everything backwards. She was saying that it's the tree of knowledge 639. I didn't get that myself, but then I was like, man, I hate this. Anyways, I hate this guy, but hey. So I just went in, I typed in the first and last name, threw in 369 in quotes to make sure I only got that. Look what I found as my result. The collected works of Goat Fucker, Thelema text, the Book of Law, Mysticism, and Magic, the Lesser Key of Solomon. Oh, shit. Where did the Knights Templar get their name from?
Solomon's Temple.
Oh, damn. It's almost like these red sphinxes keep lining up, isn't it? And then,
Chapter 369. That's,
yeah. It's almost like these red sphinxes, they just land on all these dots, creating a little pentagram of all the Holocaust camps. It's almost like that. I mean, I don't see it, but I mean, some person may be able to. So then we go to chapter 369, right? Which one is he actually? Can you guys see the name of the chapter that is actually 369 in his collected works? The True Will.
The True Will, yeah. Chapter
Oh,
6.
damn.
The True Will.
God damn! It's almost like it all lines up. Almost. If only I was intelligent, to see some of these things. and I'm not saying that I'm not blowing my own horn. I'm just saying it's all so fucking obvious. Now let's go ahead here. 369 is silver. I take this from 777, which I never would have thought to look at because I don't read this guy's books. And then 666 is gold, so you have silver and gold, sun and moon. Mm-hmm. And then you have 3 plus 6 plus 9, 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6, 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Again, vortex math.
And 666 would even fall on gold, too, with the sun.
Yeah. And let's go ahead. The Baphomet. Here we go. So this piece of work. The Baphomet of the Templars, copy of an old stone casket. So this is a casket, not a drawing. Goes back to 12 or 1300s. It's in Burgundy in Spain or whatever. God damn it!
This was the picture that you sent me yesterday that I said reminds me of Jacob's Ladder and the sign of Apophis and Typhon, the beast. I think both of them are the beast, really, but I think this is showing that right there too. The symbol.
Yeah, this is on a Templar tombstone on their casket.
Do we have any idea what the writing says?
I don't read that shit.
I don't know, just curious.
I don't even read English half the time, but now, actually, I just wanted to point out, because we're going to come back to this picture anyways. I'm just going to point out the hermaphroditic. So she got that big ass gash between her legs there, And those are some puffy fucking nipples on this fucking, whatever. Back then, I don't know if that was the thing. I'm just saying.
Oh, good.
It's art, who knows?
Maybe it's a little bit different.
Maybe
when you're
it was
doing
dramatized.
it in stone. No, when you do it in stone, you know what I mean? It may have to be exaggerated. But, so then we all know this Baphomet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pulled last week from the French version. And I was when I was putting this one together, I'm like, I'm not doing all this fucking French translation shit. Fuck that. So, anyways, I found a copy of Transcendental Magic, which is actually already translated. Elphys Levi. And then
that's his depiction of Baphomet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just did, I just did a quick Control F on the PDF and started pulling all the different sections so I'll go through here, The first one here, the Gnostics represented it as a fiery body of the Holy Spirit. It was the object of adoration in the secret rites of the Sabbath and the temple under hieroglyphic figure of Baphomet or the Androgyne of Mendes. So again, to go with the Mendes, the Androgyne, Mendes. So again, the Androgyne is hermaphrodite, Jan is hermaphrodite. And then this is a big ass section here, so it's all about the Kabbalah of Baphomet. It's across 3 pages. Again, so look here on the big page. This is Azov. Where is this word coming in play these days? Yeah. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Can you believe that? It's almost
the
like
Azov battalion, the people we're sending billions to.
Yeah. It's
providing news footage.
Yeah, they provide us news footage too.
And it's almost like all these red strings tied together. God damn, right? I feel like the meme fucking Charlie Day or whatever from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's going with the red string and when putting this together. This is what I'm feeling like. But again, too, you'll see then. He says, then the Baphomet of the Templars. So if Elphys Levi is the one who actually gave us the images of the Baphomet. Now, he may be involved in it, right? He may know that this is literally where the symbolism of Baphomet comes from. Now, Now, again, here, this one's fun. It is further the goat of the Sabbath and the Baphomet of the Templars. It is the Hyl of the Gnostics. It is the double tail of the serpent which forms the legs of the solar cock of Abraxas.
What?
So, yeah, and the cock that's all over the Vatican, too. That weird cock nose. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
I did. You know what's funny? I did include that in my Beasts of Horror. There was something on the sides on the wall. I think between the doorway.
Cock nose. It's a symbol for
between the doorway. Actually, I think it was
Yeah.
between the doorway, possibly, or on like a kitchen wall or something. When the girl is talking to her mother, and like I was saying that like the rooster was there for a reason. Actually,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
And then you get then you get here too. So again, this is just all going back. It's like, oh, the simple inscription, the devil, yes, whatever. But then the great beast of the Middle Ages, and worse than all of this, the Baphomet of the Templars, the bearded idol of the alchemists, the obscene deity of Mendes, the goat of Sabbath. Again, you know, it's almost like Alphys Levi is telling us that the Templars worship Baphomet, you know? And I'm bringing this up for a reason. Because obviously, Templars tie
Wasn't
back
they
to
used to have like something on a stick that they used to like call Baphomet?
Oh, you're going to love this. We're getting to that. Don't worry. The brazen head, we're getting to that.
Oh, yo, real quick, I just want to mention, I just want to toss in this, it's like a commercial kind of.
Commercial break.
Yeah, commercial break real quick. For people that are catching this live, and probably by the time this comes out, it'll probably be the same deal anyway. But today is Friday, so we do have the Twin Peaks watch party to Element people. So if you're not in Element and you want to check that out, check the link in the bottom in the link tree. You can join the Element server, and you can check out Twin Peaks with us at 6 p.m. Eastern. And today, it'll be different, obviously, when this drops. But today, if you're catching this, why it's still up, it will be Season 3, Episode 3. It was already kind of weird. Episode 3, it really kicks off the Lynch weirdness. So if you're into that stuff, I highly suggest to join us. 6 p.m. Eastern, Element server, Twin Peaks watch party. Check it out. And back to you, Jonah.
Okay, anyways. Now, it's a good thing you were running your mouth there, which I appreciate, because it actually, on the second page here on the right-hand side, you're going to see a word that's underlined, the caduceus. Oh, shit. The caduceus almost reminds me of the vortex math that we just covered. God damn.
Yo, did you watch that turning water to wine, that bottle thing that I did with the wine bottle labels?
No.
I didn't know that the Caduceus wine I was showing, I ended up finding out because of, I guess, a fan or somebody commenting. That's actually, I think, the guy from Tools brand of wine, too. I was like, of course.
But the caduceus, right, goes back to that vortex math I showed you right at the start, right? So, again, too, all of this is lining up. Like, it's almost like they it's almost like you have two bastard kids, it's called Seth and Cain, for argument's sake. And then they have the lineages, and one's good and one's evil. It's almost like that, like if you want to give Gary Wayne some credit.
Oh, I've been meaning to hit him up. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
It's
I was
totally
going to ask him to bring him on Spiritual Gangsters.
Now, the name of the Templar Baphomet, which should be spelled Kabbalistically backwards, is compared to three abbreviations: Tem, Op, Ob. Templi Omnius, Hominem. Oh, fuck up. I'm not even trying to read that shit. I can't speak English. You guys can read it. Look that
I
up
can
and
barely
read it.
speak English. You listen to my show. Come on.
So let's go ahead here and etymological dictionary of the English language. I already touched on this earlier here, but you'll see here this was published in 1888. So this was like before
1888.
we were infected by all these, before all these inbred motherfuckers started to get more power by like Bush and the Bush who is like allegedly related to, or whose mother's allegedly Aleister Crowley's daughter or whatever, you know what I mean?
Allegedly.
I did cover in that movie From Hell when it comes out. I did cover that as in it showing that I think that Jack the Ripper was also Janus, too. And the murders happened in 1888, just like you said the date of this book.
So, I mean, but I'm saying, like, this book came out in 1888. This is before they kind of, like, took power. So they kind of, like, started to change words and definitions. So we go here, Baphomet. It literally says Mahomet right there. But several ingenious Kabbalistic derivations are given. A symbol of the Knights Templar consisting of a sculpted two-headed human figure. And we're going to get into the brazen head. You're going to love that shit. Now, what's Mahomet? So Mahomet didn't actually come up itself, but again, Mahometan and Mahometanism, a disciple of Mahomet, Musulman, a Mohammedan, relating to Mahomet. So just look at how much they've changed our language in what we call it 150 years too, right? The religion of Mahometanism, Islam.
Wow, that's interesting.
Then we'll go here. Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, and this was published in 1894. So, fact checkers again too. So the first page was like the word Baphomet, and it just shows you how much this is how much they wanted to hide the fact that they were actually worshiping Baphomet, who's also the devil, because Eliphas Levi just released his book in 1860s and 1870s. Eliphas Levi was a Roman Catholic priest. God damn. These red strings, I'm just running them everywhere, right out there.
That red string that hangs down the cross.
Yeah, I'm running that shit everywhere, Also, that and all the names of the provinces, they have idols, namely heads, of which some had 3 faces. So again, the Trinity is sometimes the Baphomet. Some had 3 faces, some one, and some had a human skull. And then they have to go ahead here, and then they have to, again, try to hide. They're like, others, again, have thought that they could find in Baphomet a corruption of Mahomet. And hence, they have asserted that the Templars had been perverted from their religious faith by the Saracens, with whom they had such intercourse. So again, Saracens is going to be like the assassins. I mean, whatever, this whole, we're just tying this all together. I'm not going to go too much into that, but, you see it already that the Freemasons are putting out their own encyclopedia to say, hey, no, we don't worship the devil. And despite morals and dogma saying that they do.
Yeah. Wouldn't the Templars, Jonah, have been involved in the Crusades, like fighting against Islam?
Were they really?
I don't know.
No, we could go down that. I could do another one on that, but
I don't know.
So allegedly the Templars were Christian, which they weren't. They were Roman, because Rome has nothing to do with Christ. But then all right, anyways, so the story goes, and Jack Allen covered it briefly with NY that one night, right? So basically, the Templars got their asses whooped by the assassins, and that's when they allegedly converted. But I think when they're spending all that time in Jerusalem or whatever, they were learning more of the
other side.
Yeah, like so let's say like
you could almost start to become a sympathizer.
More ancient, right? So like the more ancient is what I'm trying to say, though, right? Because like Persia was an Aryan empire, right? So that was the cult of Mithras if you go back. So again, you can tie it into the Aryans and Adolf Hitler. But so they're learning the more ancient side, because if Christianity or Christ or whatever comes from Jerusalem in the Middle East, so that when they're there, they're learning the more ancient version of the bastardized magic that they knew. Now I brought up this guy here, Pope Sylvester II. And goddamn, look at the date that he became Pope. Can you see that?
946.
No. 999.
Oh, sorry.
No. I didn't highlight it, but I'm just saying, But he also spent, then you'll see here, early life. So basically, he spent a lot of it in the Arab Catalonia and the Arab regions. That's where he learned the brazen head. So let's go ahead here, brazen head. Brazen head is interesting.
He's got the dome.
No. Here, so Pope Sylvester and the devil in 1460. So they already kind of all had this back then, but according to legend, Maradona, which is actually Pope Sylvester's name or whatever, actually, Gerbert was supposed to have built a brazen head. The robotic head would answer his questions with yes or no. He was also reputed to have had a pact with a female demon called Maradona, who had appeared after he had been rejected by his earthly love. So again, it's kind of interesting. So this Pope allegedly carried a head, which then the Templars were allegedly carrying the head. So the Book of Jasher, it's an old, I would say, it's hard to actually place where it comes from. I think it's actually a Sumerian or an Anunnaki or whatever text.
Mm-hmm. But it's in the Apocrypha, right?
Allegedly. But it's actually a how can it be an Apocrypha if it's referenced in the Book of Joshua, my dead brother's book, whatever, but.
Well, they reference Enoch in the Bible too, and it's in the Apocrypha.
Yeah, but how can it be Apocrypha if it's, Apocrypha itself is technically things that were taken out afterwards, right? Technically.
Yes.
So, I mean, it may be taken out.
Also, too, sorry, real quick, the painting that you showed, Pope Sylvester with the devil, was that what it is called? Doesn't that depiction look like Cernunnos?
It kind of does. But let's go ahead. Okay, NY, I wasn't being a dick. I apologize if I was cutting you off, but you need to hear this next part before you start bringing things up. And this is the manner of the images. In taking a man who is the firstborn and slaying him, and taking his hair off his head, and taking salt, and salting the head, and anointing it in oil, then taking a small tablet of copper or a tablet of gold, and writing the name upon it, and placing the tablet under his tongue, and taking the head with the tablet under the tongue, and putting it in the house, and lighting up lights before it, and bowing down to it.
What the fuck?
And at this time, when they bow down to it, it speaketh to them in all matters that they ask of it.
Yo, it's an original AI.
Through the power of the name which is written in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you said in there, minus the hair, but like the oil and the copper. There was a lot of things that you said that was all very much in the Minerval experience I had. Very weird. That's why as you were reading it, I was just like having flashbacks of it, actually.
I didn't even get to the last paragraph, but this is really a fun one. And some make them in the figures of men of gold and silver and go to them in times known to them. And the figures receive the influence of the stars and tell them future things. And in this manner were the images which Rachel stole from her father. So this is Rachel and Jacob, Jacob's ladder. Holy fuck. God damn, these red strings just keep fucking piling up. But that's why I was cutting you off, because when you're asking about, I didn't want to get to your question before I read how the robotic heads were made. You know, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sounds like AI to me. Like primitive AI, honestly.
So this is what the Pope carried before the Templars. And then this is what the Templars were carrying. And then if we go back, the Book of Jasher, again, Book of Joshua, which is one of the books of the prophets, references the Book of Jasher. So it's a very ancient text. Now, literally, when you read this, it talks about it's like, everyone should look it up. It's talking about Cain smiting his brother and then God coming up to him. And then it talks about the entire reign of Nimrod and shit. This book's got fucking everything in it. I'm telling you, like, it's got everything in it. Y'all need to read it. But anyways.
Check it out.
You gotta read it, yeah.
or just go on YouTube and you can actually get it read to you.
Perfect. Even better. Bedtime stories.
Put it on 2 times speed like you do.
God, I don't know how he does that, honestly.
Now, there's something that I came across, but I can't actually second source it or third source it, so I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not actually going to say that this is something that I can prove. By St. Nicholas and Krampus and all that shit, that all ties to the Knights Templar too, allegedly. I'm going to show you what I have, but I can't actually confirm this myself. I found it on like videos that say they had the sources, but I don't, so I don't necessarily want to fully endorse. Is what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the Bari sailors, 1087. This is the list of the sailors, and actually, if you go to, I think it's in Venice or Bari. Yeah, it's Bari, whatever the fuck. It's somewhere in Italy, right?
Bari's in Italy, yeah.
So basically, they stole the corpse of Saint Nicholas, and allegedly that Saint Nicholas may be Saint Nicholas may actually be the Baphomet head of the Templars. Maybe. I'm not saying that I can ever. I've yet to find a source that ties this together.
That's crazy if it's true.
Yeah,
It's
and then
fucked
Saint
up.
Nicholas, Santa, and Janice, and Saint John. The winter solstice is Saint John the Evangelist. So again, it all ties into Janice too, because Saint John the Evangelist is on 3 days after the rise of the sun on the winter solstice. Saint John Baptiste, you and I both know when that is, Teresa, because the frogs still celebrate him.
Well, yeah, although it's not a big thing here. Is that June?
That's 3 days after the summer solstice. So again,
it's June 24th, right?
So literally, they're both 3 days after the solstice.
Yeah,
the
shit.
sun
Look
start.
at that. Damn.
So Janice, goddamn, fuck me, you know what I mean? But anyways,
I wonder if it has to do back with the 3, 6, and 9.
possibly actually, I didn't even think that. Goddamn. So this kind of goes into it there about how they stole again too. Now they tied to the French. So the problem that I have with tying this into the Templars myself is that this is 1087 is when they took the body. The Templars allegedly don't exist until 1099. But you'll see here the last paragraph before you get those 6 bullet points. The parchment shows an entire red cross for the 16 who renounced the payment on behalf of the church. A red cross, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can anyone place that red cross?
Okay, so weird fun fact about Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
So he was born in Myra, I think, and he's referred to as Saint Nicholas of Bari. But
because they stole his body.
And he's from modern day Turkey.
Yeah, Antioch, Cyprus.
That's weird. Back to Turkey.
Well, it's not really Turkey, but Cyprus.
Modern day Turkey,
Greece.
yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
But it's still disputed land between all those go fuckers over there.
Right.
And we're going into the last one. This one isn't nearly as long as slides, but goddamn it, I'm piling up these red strings. Goddamn right, you know what I mean?
You're going in the labyrinth, Jonah.
We're gonna go into this one here. Symbolism. Goddamn, they both got some titties on them. They both got the 3 horns.
Bigger than mine.
Yo, what the?
They both have the sun. I would argue that they both have the sun and the moon. Although in the Alphys Levi one, they have the light and the dark.
Yeah.
You got the caduceus in there. You got the pentagram in there on both of them. Goddamn, it's almost like they're one and the same. Worshiping the devil or whatever. Again, the 3 horns. Cernanos, the horned animal or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like Cernanos again, exactly.
It's almost like these things don't actually line up, Just saying. and what's really funny about the Templar one, again, too, I was going to go into this earlier, but why are the faces on upside down. I think that's the three faces, right? You know how they said that some of them had the three faces. So they call that the Trinity. So
and there's the skull.
Yeah.
The one on the left.
Yeah. And then the sun's upside down, so that's kind of weird. Yeah. So
maybe if you were to flip it, it would signify something. If you could flip it upside down.
Got a big ass gash hanging out there. God damn.
Maybe it would look like something else if you flipped it upside down. I don't know.
I never tried it, but I like that. That's the one thing that sticks out me.
According to Helen, it looked like a moose knuckle.
That was funny.
Hey. Those are great jackets. Don't knock them. No, there's actually a moose knuckles.
No, there's a
nice.
outerwear company called Moose Knuckles. Very expensive. It's like Canada Goose.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I'm not lying.
I believe you. Oh my God.
Again. So again, we had the moon, the sun, the silver, the gold, Then we had the pedophile flag, papal flag. What? It's not like they haven't been accused. Come on. So you have the silver and the gold. So you have the two faces of Janus. They're facing opposite directions. You have the red string of Mithras. This is what I was going over last week, But again, you have the pine cone above, which is the Pope's hat. This one is the fun one. Oh, did you save that text that I sent you last night, or no? Anyway.
Say it again?
Did you save that text that I saved you last night?
Dude, I don't know. You texting me stuff and then erasing shit, and I was like, I'm done.
No, you were on silent, so I don't know what is going on.
Oh yeah. I tried that on last night. I don't know. Then I don't know. I don't even know how that works.
I said you one about the importance of the two St. John's. I thought you may want to pull it up because there's a bunch of stuff in there that you would see. But basically, this is Janus. So you have I just covered it. So you have the winter solstice and summer solstice. You have St. John the Baptist, which is the summer solstice. You have the winter solstice, St. John the Evangelist. Now, this also proves, I wouldn't say proves, but it proves the flat earth in the Freemason edition, or Freemason idea. So basically, it's so the one's the ascent of the sun, one's the ascent of the, so as it spins around, it's the ascent of the sun or the ascent of the moon. Now, this center, the circumpoint, would be the center of the earth, which would be the North Pole, the entrance, the gates of Janus. Oh, I sent that to you, Teresa, right? There's actually peer-reviewed studies that there's an Arctic gate of Janus.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting indeed.
It's almost like they have the Polaris, the North Pole, all that shit, right? So there's just so much in this one here. And then, of course, Polaris. Oh, the gate of Janus, maybe, possibly. Maybe, possibly.
Maybe.
Jacob's Ladder, which is kind of funny because it looks like Jacob's Ladder. What I would read from this here, right, is that the ladder is offset, so they have to actually bring it over to Polaris, right? Is like kind of what I'm reading from this. Because you got the one that's on the center pillar with the key kind of trying to pull, kind of waving to pull over, you know what I'm saying? And they got the Baphomet, one arm up, one arm down with the key, and they're hanging with the G.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing from it. I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm seeing that they're kind of like, hey, we got to move this over here to the gate of Janus, to the Eye of Providence, and all that bullshit. It's almost like all these symbols are all lining up together, right?
Yeah. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Oh yes, all right.
I never noticed on the the Masonic tracing board thing that in the middle. It's pretty obvious now that I look at it, but that the middle would be like Polaris, and then the sun and moon rotating around it.
Yeah,
I never made that connection before.
Hey, the three magi, what did they follow to go see the Yeshua?
Star. I don't know which star, but
the Polaris star.
I don't know if it was Polaris or if it was like a conjunction that made a planet conjunction that made a bright star.
But are they following it because that's what they're following in the sky? It's travel, right? It's the North Star, so that's how you navigate.
But I don't think they were following the North Star to get to.
You would still follow the North Star because it doesn't move.
No, in the story they're tracking a specific star. I don't think it was the North Star.
No, but I'm saying like that's how they were doing with that. They're moving in the right
In
direction.
general, for navigation, yeah.
Yes.
But those three
I see what you're saying now.
specifically.
Because,
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead here.
You got people.
Remember-
You got people in the chat. I don't know if this is going where you're going, but they're saying something about the Earth's tilt and that ladder.
Oh, I'm not saying anything about that. There's one slide left. Now, we talked about how the King of France, he owed a bunch of money to the Templars because they were the first bankers, the international bankers. And we go back to the episode 1, I talked about Janus being the god of coins, remember? Well, let's look at this one.
Oh, I've used this before.
Yeah, that's the Rothschild shield.
Yeah, I use this in talismans and sigils.
So first, let's go here first. It's the only coat of arms, and I dare anyone to find an authentic coat of arms that has the 3 pillars or the 3 heads on the top there, the 3 helmets. Because Windsor, I've found some too. I found like Canada has the 3 stacked on top of each other, but none of them have the 3 side by side. None that I found. And I spent a couple hours one night when I was like, God damn, when I first noticed this. Now, why am I paying attention to this? God damn, the lion is gold. The horse, silver. Janus again. You have the 6-sided star. God damn, Janus again. Seal of Solomon right there.
What is on the top left?
The 3 pillars.
No, on the first helmet on the left, it's like a gold thing sticking out and a black thing sticking out, and there's a star in the middle. What is that?
That is weird, right?
What the fuck? It looks like tentacles.
I would almost think that it's the tie back to Cernos or one of the other gods that he's under. That would be my thing. Now you could also put that.
You know what that reminds me of?
Bumblebee, the fleur de lis.
Yeah, on the right, it looks like fleur de lis.
That thing coming out of the top that looks like a pipe with like 3 ends on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that could also be the bumblebee or the fleur de lis. Those 3 ends, right? If you're looking at the gold one.
Oh, I thought the feathered plumes on the left.
No,
on the right looks like the fleur de lis.
I'm looking at that as the tree of life. The center pillar and the masculine, but they just have them the same color.
Jonah, did you ever see Twin Peaks?
Nah, fuck Hollywood.
Oh, in season 3 coming up, we'll be seeing it when it has the lady and the fireman. I think it's called Lady Dido or some shit like that. And the fireman. There's a time where she takes this golden glowing orb.
Isn't there a porn star, Lady Dido?
She takes this glowing gold orb from the fireman and she puts it down into like this pipe that looks like this bending brass like wind instrument. And it looks a lot like that. And inside like the curve or on the bend, it has like 3 holes notched out in it. Yeah. And that drops the golden orb into a black and white TV, and the golden orb ends up heading towards Earth.
Okay.
It's fucking weird, but like that thing really made me think of that actually.
Yeah.
That piece that Teresa pointed out.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, you'll also see too, it's kind of hard to notice. They got like the phoenix above the center crown too, right? So kind of like rising from the ashes, escaping this realm.
Yes, sir.
They have it at also on the top right, the top left hand of the shield or whatever, right? So that's what I'm looking at, but it's the right hand of the shield. God damn, with these Templars, they always go back to 9. So you look at these arrows, right? There's 5 heads on the bottom and 4 on the top, which is 9. It's almost like they're giving tribute to the Templars directly. Then you have the red shield, which again too could be direct tied to the Templars, which is the red shield of Rothschild, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you have the coin with the pyramid on it. Holy!
I was gonna say, what is that? It looks like a.
It looks like a coin. It looks like a pyramid. It's almost like it all. It's almost like every. And then you have the red Scottish.
Well, that could be a symbol of phallic energy, right?
I was gonna say it looks like a nipple to me, but.
Oh, I thought that was the Masonic. The thing that they wear. The apron? I thought that might have been an apron with a heart on poking through.
That's funny.
Like pitching a tent. It's pitching a tent or like a ghost. You know, when
Well,
they put the cloth over themselves and stand up, that's exactly what it looks like.
That's why they wear it.
So, again, too, then you have the Red Scottish Lion, right?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, it's almost like every single thing on here points to the Templars, and it's almost like the Ashkenazis come out of nowhere afterwards, right? When the Pope or the Templars decide to run Jews out of a certain area, so then Templars can hide within the Jews. You gotta go back to the papal bulls. God damn, but I've always said that it's kind of funny that all of the royalty of Europe owed money to the Templars, and then all of a sudden, like, the French decides he doesn't want to pay his debt. But then a couple 100 years later, this small little Jewish family from Munich just decides to have enough money to start lending to all of the royal empire or all of the royalty in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Is that coincidence, or is it because it's the same slimy bastards, wolf in sheep's clothing, Romulus hiding in, sheep or the shepherd, Again, too, if you're going with that, St. Peter would be Jesus, Yeshua's or Jesus or whatever, number one sheep, or because Jesus is shepherd, right? So they're hiding in St. Peter's clothing. So then, wolf in sheep's clothing is literally, hey, Romulus is hiding in St. Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Nice. Well, I like your wolf in sheep's clothing analogy a lot, because especially what you just said at the end. Because like in Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, Jesus says, I am sending you out like sheep among wolves, that be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves. He told us they're going to be all wolves, baby.
Who's the dove?
And what's Rome? Rome is symbolized by the wolf, the she-wolf mother that Romulus and Remus had in myth.
But who's the dove? This Yiddish motherfucker.
We're all supposed to be the doves.
No, my name literally means dove in Yiddish. Jonah.
Oh, does it?
Dove. Yes.
Oh, no way.
And unless you want to do conversion therapy in Hebrew or in Israel, then it's called then it's short for Jews organizing new alternatives to homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a group called that.
Wow.
No.
There's literally a group called that in Israel.
No way.
Yeah. But no, the word Jonah in Yiddish means dove.
Did you want to plug your Instagram or where you are or whoever you are, where you are? I don't know. I know people on Element know who you are. So
these people know where to find me.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Especially too with especially the redacted that are going to be start watching this sooner or later.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Carl?
I did not Epstein myself, and this is why I turned the camera off, because I can't stay still. Holy fuck.
Well, don't worry, we're wrapping it up now anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much, Jonah.
And wait. One thing I didn't want to pull up.
Yes.
These people need to tell me, do they want Mithras or Jesuits next? I think Jesuits, then we go all the way back.
All right. Oh, Helen said she made a poll, an Element about it. So
okay,
there should be a poll in there for that. If you're on the Element server, you can check that out.
You know where else there's a poll, right?
Oh God, no.
In the north.
I word that on purpose.
I was like, what is this here? I was like, is this a trap? I don't know.
He was waiting.
I worded that on purpose. I just thought it was going one way, but hilarious. Poll.
Got it.
Hilarious.
That's Janus symbolism too, though.
Yeah. You need to send that to Mario too, Symbolic Studies, because he's been doing a bunch of stuff about. Last time I looked into him,
I was gonna hit him up in like a month or so and try to talk to him. Actually,
yeah. Last time I was looking into him, because we also went over the cancer, right? The sign of cancer, which is the opposite. So, goddamn, think about that. Wow.
Oh yeah, some of the cancer stuff he showed us with being the keystone. That was really interesting.
If the no, but think about this, all right? The moon would be over Capricorn. If we're going with the flat Earth of the moon would be over Capricorn while the sun is over on the winter solstice is over. While the sun's over Capricorn, the moon would be over Cancer. Why is it missing at that point? There's you can really look into that.
I think there's something behind all that stuff that he.
Because
For sure.
if winter solstice is the start of the year, right? Cancer would be the center. You know what I'm saying, though?
No, I'd have to look at it.
Yeah.
The sun allegedly moves. The sun allegedly moves between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
So if the sun is on Tropic of Capricorn, the moon would be on the Tropic of Cancer.
Is that how it works, though? I don't know if it works the same with the moon.
Well, if we're on a flat Earth versus fucking the globe theory.
No, but I don't know if the moon works the same way. I'm not sure on the flat Earth model.
I believe so, because how do you have the eclipse in front and behind?
I don't know.
How do you have a solar eclipse and a
Beyond
lunar
me.
eclipse?
It's beyond me.
Oh, depending on where it is. Yeah, depending on where the moon is to the sun.
Yeah, it depends, but
Yeah, so it has to rotate between the two as well.
Yeah. He's right. One would be in front of it, one would be behind it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit there, is what I'm saying.
I have to look into eclipses on a flat Earth model to answer that.
Yeah.
This can get really confusing. All right, so Jonah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Oh, well, like what I was saying before, yes, there is a poll in the Element. Definitely check out the Element server. The link for that is in the bottom. It's an app on the phone, or it is also web-based. So if you don't want another app, you can use the web-based. Check out the Element server. Our show.
And if you want to get rid of that one slide, I'll find the time for you.
Oh no, it's quite all right. No, it's all right. No, that was fun. Yeah, that's about it. That is the end of part 3 of this series. I'm sure we'll be back in a few weeks. Yeah. And
we can go live whenever. But.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave this live up for a little bit, and then I'll take it down, and it will drop with the other ones as well. But, thank you, everybody who joined in on the live. We had a decent amount of people for this time during the day. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Arnold, the resident Twin Peaks guy. Thank you very much for showing up. And, a few other people, PK, thank you. That's what's up. That's why I go live, so you people can jump in and say what's up and ask any questions. Until the next one, everybody be well. Later.